My employer, in Japan, expects me to prove my whereabouts while I'm still on vacation. I live and work in Japan. I'm currently on my end-of-year vacation. I go back to work on January 10th. My employer expects me to phone in 2 business days before going back to work to prove I'm in the country, which I am, despite me still being on my contractually guaranteed vacation. Considering January 9th is a national holiday in Japan, they want me to phone in on January 6th, a full 4 days before my first day back at work. I don't care if all I'm doing on January 6th is sitting at home in my underwear watching Netflix. I'm not phoning in. I'm still on vacation, bitch. It's none of your business where I am until 8:30 a.m. on January 10th. Remember, your employer can want a lot of things, can ask for a lot of things, and that doesn't mean it's required. Japanese work culture is potentially worse than the US. That's weird as hell. Honestly, more impressive, they even let you go on leave. Lol. Have many friends who work in Japan and they always complaining about how they never allowed to take leave unless the company foresees a slow period. In Japan has a crazy work culture. Don't work off the clock. If they ask why you didn't phone in, just tell them you were on vacation and went on a 5-day bender and was blacked out drunk the whole time and forgot, because you know, you were on vacation. As others already said, they can ask but you don't have to do. As a foreigner in Japan, it's very easy to not adhere to the worst social and professional rules. They even expect it sometimes. Sure, you won't be climbing the ladder in that particular company, but you probably weren't going to anyway. Presuming it's a Japanese company. I was asked once to fill in a general info sheet on myself. Name, job, phone, etc. Pretty standard stuff. But it also listed spouse and spouse's age, etc. I asked why they needed that. They said, everybody does it. I just said no. And they said okay. When asked to come in on weekends because another department was behind schedule, I just said my contracted hours are XYZ. They said okay. Obviously I had no long-term future there, but I did manage a level of COL while I was there. Do you know if the employer expects this of its local Japanese staff as well? It's actually quite common for Japanese companies to require their employees to notify HR of any international trips, including departure and arrival schedule. Nen no tame. If this is the oddest, most aggravating thing you'll face living and working in Japan, then you're lucky indeed. My employer asked the local hospital for and received my HIV test results. Coworkers saw nothing unusual in it because I had been sick. Turned out to be mono, which they were also told. North American sentiment doesn't apply so much in Japan. If you're at home in your underwear watching Netflix, I would make it a selfie. Cool. Don't care. You're on vacation and your time off has been approved. Employers can demand a lot and get zero. All my employers in Asia have required me to report whenever I plan to leave the country on vacation. I get that part, because they are responsible for your work permits that are tied to your visa and they want to be sure you're not doing a midnight run or something. They all seem to have this weird anxiety about their expat employees leaving the country for a while. But to be in the country 4 days beforehand? No. Gomen nasai. Are they requiring the local staff to do this too? Japan deserves its own anti-work subreddit. My mate's company's union had as its pride and joy the fact that it had waged a bitter campaign against paid sick leave unsuccessfully. I might add, I would never want to work in Japan because of this and similar stories. I need you to phone in to prove you're in country. Okay, boss. But I need you to pay my one-time phone-in on vacation fee of 1 million yen in order for me to honor this business agreement. This is clearly discrimination if it's requested of foreign staff. But good luck getting any support for a claim. When I started working in Tokyo as consultant, the firm fronted about 25,000 yen for travel expenses to all the staff, excluding foreigners. When I asked about it, I was told in writing that this was because they'd had some foreigners disappear with the money before. This was at a Big Four firm. So it's not like the money was actually the issue. New management later got rid of this stupid rule. My advice? Do what you think is best for you. It might be easier to just phone in on the 6th and not make waves. Or, you can take a stand by not doing it and see what happens. If they complain, you can either say you forgot, didn't know, or say you were out of the country and see what happens. Whatever you do, find a new job. This seems like a pretty clear sign that your company is a black kigyo. Phone in at 3 a.m. and don't relent until that manager picks up. If you are in the country, my recommendation would be to phone in. Your initial response appears to be driven by emotion, and emotion is not accepted well by any Keisha no Hito. You are a gaijin, and hence a presumed tanuki. I would conform unless I had a reason not to. Why can't you leave the country? I'd just nope out of all that nonsense. If they're not paying you, then none do their business. Dumb rules are meant to be broken. Unless they're gonna pay you full day's pay for a 5-minute phone call on top of your vacation, they can piss right off. Japan is different. I suggest you ask people in Japan.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.